What I'm about to tell you is the reason I can't stay in hotel rooms anymore, especially older ones. I travel for work a lot. I'm a technician, and most of my jobs are out of state. So I'm used to weird hotels, sketchy lobbies, weird stains, broken elevators, whatever. But this time was different. I was sent to a small town in Montana to service a broadcast tower. It was too far from any big cities, so the company booked me at this old roadside inn. It looked like it hadn't been updated since the 80s. You know the type. Faded signs, buzzing hallway lights, stale carpets. It was cheap, but I figured I'd only be there for 3 nights. My room was on the 2nd floor, right at the end of a long hallway, room 209. When I walked in, everything smelled like dust and wood polish. There was a small bed, a desk, and one of those old wooden dressers with a box TV sitting on top. But what stood out to me was the vent near the floor, right next to the dresser. It looked wrong. The screws were rusty and one corner was slightly popped out. I could see a gap behind it, like it wasn't part of the heating system at all. Just empty space. That first night, I passed out pretty fast. I was exhausted from driving. But around 2:30 a.m., I woke up to the sound of breathing. Slow, raspy breathing. At first, I thought it was coming from outside the window. But when I sat up, I realized it was closer, much closer. I looked around the room. Everything was quiet. The TV was off and the air conditioner was dead silent. Then I heard it again, this time right near the floor. I turned toward the vent. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear I saw movement, like a shadow shifting behind the slats. I stared for a solid minute. Then the breathing stopped, dead silence. I told myself it was just my imagination, jet lag, stress, whatever. But the next morning, I noticed something chilling. The vent cover. It was looser than before, like someone had tried pushing it open. I even took a picture because I thought maybe I'd show the front desk. But then, I just let it go. I figured maybe it was an old unit, and the vibrations knocked it out a bit. Night 2 was worse. Same time, 2:30 a.m. But this time, the breathing wasn't just from the vent. I woke up to the sound of whispering. It was so quiet I couldn't make out the words, just the rhythm, like someone mumbling a prayer or a chant. I froze in bed listening. Then, out of nowhere, I heard something scrape. Metal on wood. It was the vent. The damn thing was swinging open. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just stared. And I saw a hand, thin, pale, reaching out onto the carpet. I don't remember grabbing my phone. I don't even remember running. I just remember hitting the front desk, barefoot, and yelling at the guy behind the counter to call the cops. He didn't believe me, until they checked the crawl space the next morning. There was a man living in the walls, a homeless guy. He had made a nest behind the dresser, and he'd been sneaking into vacant rooms at night. The vent in my room led to a maintenance passage. He'd removed parts of the ductwork to create his own hidden route. The cops said he'd been there for months, maybe longer. I didn't stay to find out more. I left that morning, and I haven't slept well since. So yeah, next time you stay in an old hotel, check the vents. Because some rooms don't just have bad plumbing, they have people in the walls.